Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I'm Barry P. Cook, and I'm here to talk about the latest edition of DC's Legends of Tomorrow, entitled This Is Gus. Apparently at the opening, Nate and Zari 1 are still in the totem, doing whatever lovers do, until Zari's brother and Z2 yank him out of there to several knowing expressions, verbal and otherwise, from the rest of the team, who did not have any doubt as to what the two were doing while they were in the totem. At the same time, Mick is trying to talk to his daughter over comms, I guess, and it turns out that she's pregnant, which he didn't know because they're in 2023 now. They jumped ahead, and so somewhere along the line she got pregnant, and he transports her aboard with one of those time bridgey things, and they kind of argue about stuff because she feels like he's been absent, but of course that's only because he's been off with the Legends. He says he's going to try to make up for it, and so there you have it. Zari's brother goes to a show taping with Astra, Zari 2, and Nate, and for some strange reason, which is never actually explained, an alien baby shows up and literally crashes through the ceiling of the set. And of course, shenanigans ensue as the team needs to, of course, capture it because it's an anomaly, which of course is the whole reason they're there anyway. It turns out that Gary knows what the alien is, because of course he's an alien, so he knows. And he says it's not going to be easy to, capture this thing because it's bonded with the guy from the show, and it's going to be really nasty to anybody else. So what happens is they end up getting Nate cast on the show so that he can try to, get in close and, bond with the alien because they're using the alien on the show now. It's really weird. Meanwhile, Mick is learning more about his daughter's kid's father because he's going to stalk him down and try to kill him. But then he ends up not killing him. They kind of bond, and it's kind of funny because the guy's kind of like what I would call emo, but what today's kids might call woke. I don't know. For some reason, while all this is going on, B, the brother, Z's brother, changes into kind of a total jerk. For some reason, I think it's because he's somewhere along the line put the totem down, and it's being away from it makes him weird. I didn't really get that. But of course, they end up capturing the alien thing during a crazy scene taping of this show. And after that, there's a birthday party for B, who went back to normal. Z2 shows the pictures of the ongoing party to Z1 inside the totem and says, you know what, why don't you head out there and you be out in the world for a couple of weeks. I'll stay here in the totem, because I guess only one of them can exist at a time out in the world. I don't know. So she does that, and the team catches her up on recent goings on. And it turns out, according to Gary, who finds out that Mick did the deed with his alien friend, that Mick is indeed ear pregnant, or, well, orifice pregnant anyway, because the alien's tentacles went somewhere inside of his person. So that's kind of where they left the episode. And John was not in this episode, by the way. He's still on his hunt for that fountain that's supposed to give him his magic powers back. And I didn't like this episode. I'm just talking about it because stuff is going to come up in future episodes that was in this episode. It was bad. It was just bad, like bad. The good news is that the actor that plays Mick has kind of walked back his statement about leaving the show, quote unquote. Apparently, he's not going to stay a regular. He's going to go away and come back, I guess. So that's cool because I like the character, and they don't always use him anyway. They don't always use any of them every time anyway, and especially lately he's been underused. But I think that's because he was leaving. I don't know. Anyway, we haven't seen the last of Mick, supposedly, according to stories that have been coming out since the time that he said he was leaving the show, so that's good. But I don't have anything else to say about this episode. It was just bad. It was bad. So that's where I'm going to leave you. I'll be back with the review of the next episode. Until then, of course, I say peace and long life.